Hi, my name is Cesar Arce. I'll be talking about the Agile transformation at BAC Credomatic. So BAC Credomatic is a large financial institution in Central America. It's more than 20,000 employees, and the transformation is for basically all the IT people. That is about 600 right now. So we started back in 2015, and the initial situation, it was pretty much almost all waterfall development for their projects. And to show you a little bit of how it was organized, it basically the business units communicating to IT through two project management offices. So there was a lot of coordination work to get things done from these two groups of project management, both from different perspectives. And of course, it's very siloed based organizations, even between IT, different component teams, and a lot of command and control project management, waterfall, and too many projects in executions that lead to very long times for execution. And also a lot of demotivation and low trust between IT and business. So what we did in the first phase, as most of the transformations, or we started with the creation of the executive action team, along with some teams focused on process and metrics and transparency. Also, from the beginning, we involved the C-level executives in order for them to understand the importance of the cross-functional teams, and so that we could get product owners from the business sides from the beginning, so that we did the business and IT transformation from the beginning. Then we proceed with the trainings, training the POs, product owners and Scrum Master roles, and started with the patterns-based implementation of Scrums, implementing Scrum, implementing the patterns of swarming, interrupt, and clean code. This to help to have a very solid process from the beginning at the team level before starting to scale the process further in the organization. We introduced from the beginning the happiness metric and team health check monitor so that we could start from good teams and happiness from the beginning. Then we started scaling once we had some good teams doing a robust process at the team level, and we launched the first meta scrums and Scrum of Scrums. At the beginning, they were based on the traditional hierarchy, so there was not a lot of backlog to coordinate, but still it was good for the teams because they had clear priorities for all the teams, and they started to practice the coordination work at the Scrum of the Scrums and implementing some of the good practices around automation. We involved the director levels in the executive action team, so this helped in the next step, or the phase 3, that was starting really the collaboration at scale. Now in this moment, the countries, because there were different IT organizations for different countries, this organization works at least 6 countries. So we started to involve the local teams and to create the first corporate level Meta Scrum and Scrum of Scrums, this time based on the customer-based products. I'm going to show you a little bit further in the presentation. And so this helped the organization to align in the vision and objectives of the Meta Scrum, and also to align around the architectural practices and software development practices, which was really important for the next steps. And we also launched virtual teams for infrastructure and operations, because we started to see a bottleneck in these teams because the high specialization of these people. So we formed the virtual teams so that they could help the most important projects and helping to drive the priorities of the organizations. And also the HR and marketing teams started to get involved in the transformation. And right now the marketing teams, for example, they have their own Meta Scrum, and they execute the marketing operations with Scrum. And also HR helping a lot with the transformation, helping to define the new roles and the performance management systems. So it's really going in all the organization. This is an example of how it looks today. And for example, we have the digital office that is really leading all the digital transformations for the corporations. And you see there at the corner the payments, Meta Scrum. So it's really the different teams in the different countries working in the same direction in all the payment solutions for the customers. So it's really a product-based team of teams. Also, another set of teams working in the online banking experience. Another set of teams working in the new mobile apps. It's a full form Meta Scrum and Scrum of Scrums. And you can see these different examples in the other organizations. So the important part here is that it's a multi-country, multi-product-based system, and we have all the levels right now in the organizations. So right now there are more than 100 teams working with Agile or in Agile manner. And we have well-formed level 1 and 2, Meta Scrum and Scrum of Scrums. They were able to align around UX design and tools and practices, because this started to become another of the impediments, of the big impediments now working in the online banking experience for 6 countries. And they launched the DevOps programs for all the platforms, including the legacy platforms. And some of the delivery results, they were able to renovate the mobile app from the scratch. They built a new mobile app with a new experience, and also the online banking system. And they have pretty much increased the innovation delivery at all the parts of the organizations. And they were ranked the best online banking and mobile app in Central America. So this is a really leader organization. These are some words from the Chief Digital Officer, where he basically speaks about how the organization is becoming nimbler and highly motivated teams, and also more productive. That is very important. And this is pushing business and IT to make an organization that is every time flatter. So this is the presentation. Thank you very much.
The main question I have surrounds the beginning. We talked about implementing the Scrum patterns at the team level. How successful were you implementing them at scale?
At scale, it's been a challenge, and this is the main driver for them to adopt the Meta Scrum, so that they could really make sense of their portfolio, of all the initiatives that they had, especially because we're talking about different countries that really they were going in different directions, and all of them trying to push features into the same platforms. So the idea of making these Meta Scrums at the multi-country level is to really be able to do swarming around the most important features that drive more market opportunity or that are more important for their customers. So it worked. They understood it at the team level. Now they understand it at the organizational level. So they really have good practices in most of the Meta Scrums in order to prioritize their portfolio and drive the company strategy.
And how about the adoption of the Clean Code Daily?
The Clean Code Daily has been very challenging, because it requires that you have all the people involved in accepting the feature, including sometimes people from the operations, right? But they have been learning how to organize and plan in a way that you have all the people involved in the sprint that you will deliver this feature, so that you don't have delays in the testing and acceptance phase. And also introducing some of the DevOps practices, so that you can check in the code the same day and find the problems on the same day. So it's very challenging.
Yeah. Would you say that adopting these practices, though, was essential in this being a success?
It is essential. There are still a lot of challenges, especially in the continuous integration and continuous testing. But they have understood it, and now that's why they have the DevOps program in place, because they learned through the practice of the Clean Code pattern that they needed, this is really needed, the automation is really needed to move to the next step.
Thank you, Cesar. Anyone else have a question?
When you implemented the happiness metric, were you looking at the team level, or were you looking at it at a global level? And if you were, how did that sort of What did that look like?
They do it at the individual level, then aggregate it to the team level, discussed on the team retrospectives, and then you have it at the Meta Scrum level or the team of teams level to see how is the happiness across the different teams. And we also develop an assessment so that we look at all the different aspects of the ScrumAtScale, including the happiness metric across teams.
And were you able to tie that back into any specific things? I mean, could you look at it on a global level on a big company like that and turn around and say, yes, it peaked there and that was a reason?
No, not at the company level. We keep it at the different Meta Scrum level. So we haven't seen the aggregated information at the company level yet.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.